We're getting ready for draft season, and today we're going to be looking at 12 running backs from the middle rounds to the end of your draft that you could target in fantasy football this year, especially Underdog Fantasy, because we're going to be using their ADP. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. I'm helping you build your dynasty teams. I'm helping you get ready for that redraft season so you can draft like a beast on Labor Day. I'm helping you with college football recruiting so you know a little bit about these prospects. Click that button. Stop missing out. Let's take a look at the 12 running backs today that you could get in your drafts right now. Or on Labor Day, whenever you draft. But here we go. Joe Mixon right now. And he's going for a song considering he's with the Texans. Considering everybody's in love with C.J. Stroud, the Texans offense. They picked up Stephon Diggs. RB14 off the board, valued as an RB2, but give you RB1 production, especially when things are rolling. His down weeks with Cincinnati looked good last year. Very few piss-poor performances out of him. A 9-point week, an 8-point week, a 9.2 week, 8.6 week. Outside of that, we're hitting double digits. Very good on the bottom end. The top end, 29.7, 24.7, 21.5, 21.20. That's solid. He catches balls out of the backfield. He's explosive. They're going to use the hell out of him. We got an offense that's moving it up and down the field. You're catching him at ADP 62. Round 6 draft capital. So you can really have your wide receivers built. And now you're getting a running back that's getting workload that has upside. You're not spending too much. So if he does get hurt, you're not going to get killed. You're not going to be done. But Rashad White, RB15, round 6. Wouldn't it be nice to stack him with Joe Mixon if you're on the turn? Get them both if possible. Round 6 ADP, RB15 valued as an RB2. But look at those RB1 weeks last year. Stacking it up the board. The down week, 6.8, 6.9, 9.2. Double digits the rest of the season. Looking solid. That's because we're catching balls out of the backfield. 4.1 targets per game. 71.2 route participation rate, used as a wide receiver. One of the top running backs in opportunity share last year. And you're catching him in round 6. Alvin Kamara, round 7. Say you cannot get both those running backs after you pounded wide receivers. You may be able to get him. He's using the passing game, especially if you're in PPR, which you should be. It's 2024. But look at that. Very few down weeks. RB18 and RB2 in value, round 7. If he gets hurt, it's not going to kill you, but he can give you top-tier production. 70% opportunity share damn near, and we're getting used in the passing game. 17.9 PPR fantasy points per game. Age 29, that's more for Dynasty, but Dynasty we're playing more in short-term windows. Again, round 7 draft capital. Dude is cheap. Zamir White, if you want to go even cheaper. Round 8 draft capital, and we're getting a lot of workload. When he got opportunity, look at that in the back end of the season. When Jacobs was out, Alexander Madison is there, but Zamir White should be the dude. He should be getting the opportunity. You're paying round 8 draft capital. If we're hearing more news on Alexander Madison, his value will drop a little bit, and you're probably not going to pay as much. That's the thing about that. We'll know more come training camp. Alexander Madison will be a thing. He'll be more of a spell coming in. Zamir White, good size, adjusted athleticism, good between the tackles, getting a good opportunity share. Top 5 in the league during that run he had. He was a guy everybody tried to get off waivers last year. Now you can get him. Round 8 draft capital, around 90, 80p-ish in your leagues. Maybe a little bit cheaper in traditional redraft leagues, home leagues, work leagues. But you're getting a guy that's going to be getting touches. James Conner, the old faithful. You can get him in round 8. Very productive running back when he's healthy, when he's on the field. He's healthier more than what people believe. And round 8 draft capital here. Trey Benson's there waiting in the wings, but he's going to have to wait in the wings until it's time to go. 66% opportunity share, still very stellar considering what we saw last year. Kyler Murray's healthy. Things are looking good there. Not used heavily in the passing game, but again, you're getting him at a good discount at 15.8 points per game or 14.3 points per game if you're looking at his average with Week 18 excluded. Zach Moss, RB27, round 8 draft capital. They brought him in because he's dependable. He can be used between the tackles. He's going to pick up the offense quick. You know what he's going to do. He's not super expensive, and he's cheap. He could give you some production, a little bit of a wild card, a little bit of a gamble, because we do not know what the touch share is going to look like with these running backs, but should be getting an opportunity nonetheless. If this offense clicks with him, he could be a surprise pick. But Devin Singletary here, RB34, cheap as shit at round 10. Round 10, and I know we're looking at the other running backs here. A lot of people want to pony up on Eric Gray and Tyrone Tracy in deeper leagues. But again, he is the dependable option. He was productive at Houston last year. Another reason why you want to be in on Joe Mixon at that price tag. But looking at what he did last year in Houston, they got him because he's dependable. You can use him as a feature back and just spell into other running backs, allow him to catch balls out of the backfield. He's good in pass protection. He's a very reliable running back. He has a 43.7% route participation rate last year with the Texans, 51.9% opportunity share. This guy can handle some workload, and don't be surprised if the Giants lean on him a bit. Chase Brown. We talked about Zach Moss, but Chase Brown. The thing about these running backs, we don't know the touches, but we do know the Bengals, and they can score points in bunches. We got Jamar Chase, we got Joe Burrow. A few years ago, everybody was heavily invested in this offense, and now people want to look away from these running backs because they're not big names, but Chase Brown. We have good size adjusted athleticism. We are productive out of college. We flashed last year a little bit, and now we can catch him in round 11. He can be a handcuff to Zach Moss. You can draft both. You can draft the cheaper one, which is probably what some of you guys are going to want to do. But Chase Brown can flash for you. You're catching him at a cheap price tag to where if something happens, or if he exceeds expectations, or if Zach Moss goes down, you got yourselves an explosive running back on an explosive team. Ezekiel Elliott, he's still here. He's still here. We got him in the sunglasses. RB38, round 11 draft capital. He was kind of dependable there with the Patriots. Even sharing the workload, he was kind of dependable. If you're plucking running backs off waivers last year, you were looking at him. You were looking at him. Say you went 0 RB and you were looking at running backs off waivers last year, you were looking at him. We were talking about him. Every week, Ezekiel Elliott getting touches, getting opportunity. Some games he splashed. Some games he got you a little bit. But honestly, compared to some of the top running backs, he was not too far away. I'm not talking about the top, but those mid-tier running backs, he was not too far away, sharing the backfield with 10.7 points per game. That being said, he's going to get some workload. They're saying they're going to share the workload, which they should, but he's going to get goal line work. He is one of the most reliable running backs in the league in pass blocking. He's going to be on the field. When plays are being called, when they really show their hand outside of what the coaches are saying in interviews, he'll probably be on the field more than what you think. He's too reliable in pass protection to not be on the field. That should allow him to be on the field when it matters, in the passing downs, around the goal line. He is going to get his opportunities. Kendre Miller, RB42, ADP 139, a dirt cheap option. Say something happens to Alvin Kamara. Say he really gets some opportunity this year in year 2. Remember, he was injured a lot last year. He's good in the passing game. He can get downfield, good between the tackles. A very electric running back prospect in an offense that stretches the field, so you cannot load up the box. They want to use their running backs in the passing game. He is a good speculation, and if you don't know what that means, you better Google it. But that's what Kendre Miller is. Marshon Lloyd, another good speculation play. But the cuff, or maybe the 1B to Josh Jacobs, we'll know more when we get to training camp. Minicamp tells us just a little bit. And I know because I covered all the clips with you guys from minicamp, from OTAs, from rookie camp. But he is looking good. He's looking rocked up. He's looking jacked up. We just got to get through training camp. We got to climb the depth chart. We got to earn that trust. Josh Jacobs should be one of the top running backs in opportunity share this year, but this is a good offense. Lloyd should get some opportunity this year, and he's a good speculation play. Ray Davis, a quiet speculation play, but James Cook's not going to get all the touches. That's not happening. They brought in the ghost of Leonard Fournette last year, trying to bring in another running back. They used all these other jabroni running backs, trying to get another running back, and they said, hey, we're going to use a mid-round pick on him. Ray Davis, he's good between the tackles. He's electric in space. He's very reliable when it comes to his vision and his mental processing in the open field. can be a very good complement to James Cook. Round 14 price tag, a good handcuff to have, a good backup running back to have on your roster if you got the space. But Ray Davis is a guy to look out for. Those are 12 running backs that we're looking to draft this year. Mid-round guys, late-round guys, speculation plays, handcuffs, upside guys, everything in between. Let me know who you're trying to get this year. Drop that in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Ric Flair's watching. Don't disappoint him. Click that button. It's right here. I want to thank you for watching, though. Catch you on the next one.